For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorials.com, memorials that matter. On Tuesday, U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith wrote a letter demanding answers about the reported closure and sale of the Edward J. Devitt U.S. Courthouse and Federal Building in Fergus Falls. In a letter to General Service Administration Administrator Stephen Ahikian and James C. Duff, Director of the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts, the senators raised concerns that shutting it down would restrict access to justice and disrupt public safety in western Minnesota. They wrote, quote, "In addition to serving as the only federal courthouse outside Minnesota's largest metropolitan areas of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Duluth, the building is home to U.S. Marshals Service and the U.S. Probation Office. Each of the occupants of the Devitt Building provide essential services, including law enforcement and public safety, for the entire western Minnesota region and along the northern border with Canada. With an abrupt and unplanned closure, these essential services will be disrupted, putting communities at risk," end quote. In the letter, they also raised concerns that GSA has not followed its own requirements for public engagement and proper planning before offloading federal property. The senators demanded transparency on whether the federal government intends to close the building and what steps, if any, are being taken to ensure continued access to justice and public safety services in the region. Greater Fergus Falls and the Foundry are becoming inactive for the foreseeable future. In a Facebook post Wednesday evening, the organization said the decision to suspend activities came after it became evident that the City Council has no current consensus for economic development and is actively pursuing other paths. Quote, "Without a seat at the table for any of the discussions, we believe our passion and talent can be used to help alternate organizations and causes in our community," end quote. Greater Fergus Falls says its leaders are making plans to vacate their downtown office space and will collaborate with city staff to ensure a swift transition for business, land, and growth inquiries. A Fergus Falls man is in custody after breaking into 2 storage units. Fergus Falls police say that last Friday, 33-year-old Bradley Lex was arrested for using a bolt cutter to break into the units. When officers arrived at Store and Lock, the owner of the storage facility provided them with surveillance footage showing Lex and another man using the bolt cutter to pry the metal lock instead of cutting it. The men could be seen grabbing multiple items from the locker, including 4 tires, 2 televisions, a gas can, and a Yeti cooler. Officers say the footage also showed the 2 men got in a pickup and left the scene. Police went to Lex's residence and saw the truck had new tires that matched those taken from the storage unit. Officers say they executed a search warrant for the residence and found the rest of the stolen items, as well as a pair of bolt cutters that appeared to match the ones used in the burglary. The Otter Tail County Auditor Treasurer's Office is preparing for upcoming online auctions of tax-forfeited properties, which will allow individuals and businesses to purchase land within the county. Otter Tail County will periodically hold public auction sales, with properties awarded to the highest bidder. The upcoming tax-forfeited property sale will be conducted as an online public auction through Public Surplus, with the first sale date to begin March 17th and run 45 days. Otter Tail County Recorder Lynn Larson says, quote, "The sale of tax-forfeited properties allows these parcels to return to private ownership and productive use. We encourage those interested to review the available properties and participate in the online auction," end quote. Any properties not sold during the auction may be available for purchase directly from the county auditor's office. Otter Tail County announces the retirement of the county auditor-treasurer after a long-running 42-year career dedicated to public service. Wayne Stein, a lifelong resident of Fergus Falls, joined Otter Tail County's auditor's office in 1983, and in 1990, he ran for auditor and remained in the elected role, running unopposed in every election before the position transitioned to an appointed position in 2022. Reflecting on his career, Stein shared, quote, What did I like best about my job? The people. I got to know a lot of people through my work. I met folks from every city and township during elections, sometimes working with 600 election judges. End quote. Nicole Hansen, county administrator, says, quote, Wayne's work ethic, expertise, and historical knowledge have long been pillars for Otter Tail County as an organization. His retirement is well deserved, and he has positioned the county well as he embarks on his next chapter. Working alongside Wayne has been a privilege, and I will miss him dearly. End quote. Stein's contributions to Otter Tail County and his commitment to public service will be celebrated at a public retirement event on March 25th at the Government Services Center in Fergus Falls. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com news, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Get more news at KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.